What is up, you fuckers? Oh. So, I'm not on an R6 right now, if you really couldn't tell. Fucking assholes. Why you gotta turn left? I'm on something just a little bit slower. And what the fuck is going on right here? UP fucking ass, why don't you get out the road, dude? Okay. Anyway, so I'm not on an R6. And I know it's been a while since I made a video. I always say that. It's always a while. And that's just because I have fucking shit to do. So, let me give it a rest here. So if you're wondering why in the fuck I'm on this instead of my R6, it's because this is now my bike. And the R6 is no longer mine. That's right. I traded my goddamn R6 for this. If you can't tell by now, this is a 2016 Harley Davidson 48, aka Sportster XL 1200X. Basically, it's a 1200cc V-twin Harley Davidson Sportster, and it's already like lowered and kind of has that blacked out look. Most of the shit's black instead of being chrome. If you're noticing all these goddamn water spots everywhere and dirty, nasty shit all over my bike, is because it's been raining down here like every fucking day. And I actually did this same video that I'm doing now. I recorded it, but I got fucking like super rained on. So I was gonna clean my bike up and do it again, but I figured fuck it, I don't need to clean it. I'm gonna clean it after I shoot this. But so I actually traded my R6 for this. I know some of you guys might be like, what the fuck? You know, it's a pretty drastic change going from an R6 where you're like laying on your stomach to a cruiser with forward controls where you're kind of laying on your back. But I test rode one of these at Cajun Harley Davidson. So I asked the dude, you know, can I sit on it, whatever. He was like, yeah, go on, I'll get you the key, take it for a fucking ride. And after I rode it, I was just like, yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. And I wound up, I thought about it, you know, seemed like this kind of bike suits the way I ride more, the way I want to ride also. And some of you might not believe this, but I actually have more fun on this thing than I did on my R6. Like going around corners, and you don't have to go as fast to get an adrenaline rush, it seems like, on this bitch. Going 70 around a curve where I'd normally be going like 110, and it's like, whoa, this is fucking cool. So you don't have to go breakneck to have a good time on this thing. And that's, you know, that's kind of, in my opinion, that's better for what I want to do. I was going to try and get the R6 out to a track sometime next summer probably. But, you know, money being the way it is, aka non-existent, You know, I realized that was never going to happen. I'm never going to be able to buy full leathers and get a fucking trailer and load my shit up and drive 300 miles and pay all this money to go to a track for 8 hours, and then, you know, it just, I finally, you know, I gave up on the notion that I would be able to afford that anytime soon. And say what you want, and R6 on the street is just not, it's not ideal, you know. And don't get me wrong, I love my R6. I wish I could have kept them both, but like I said, the money situation, it's really just impossible at this time. So I traded it. They paid it off for me, put a little bit towards this one, kept my notes almost the same. They went up a little bit, but my insurance went down like 80 bucks. So per month, by the way, not per year. 80 bucks a month is quite a lot of money for insurance difference. But anyway, I'm coming up on this little place where I like to stop and look at my bikes, take pictures and bullshit. So we're gonna do that right here shortly. I mean, the thing is still faster than probably most cars. I have a feeling it's faster than the 300 that I had. In fact, I'm almost positive it is, especially like on a, you know, from taking off. Kick it into neutral, if I can find it. Neutral's a little bit wonky on here. It's kind of hard to fucking get it in there. Like I said, my bike is very dirty. I've been riding it in the rain for like a week now. So, first of all, while it's nice and warm, get a load of that. Yeah, you know, it's not the loudest, but it's all stock, by the way, every single thing. Let me turn it off real quick, and I'll just talk a little bit about it. So this is just kind of a why I got this, you know, bike and what I got type of deal. Kind of a quick overview and just letting you guys in on what the fucking deal is. So again, the 1200cc V-twin cruiser, you can see it has a big fat front tire. You know, it handles pretty good despite being very heavy for its size. It's 500 something, about 550 pounds, like 550 pounds. I don't know, it's just something about this particular one. I always wanted an Indian. The nearest Indian dealership is like 100 miles, give or take, from here. And I just kind of fell on this thing, you know. The dude told me, like, I could get you on this today. And he did, and here we are. So this is what I wound up with. Again, this is just kind of a video. So be sure and subscribe and stay tuned if you want to know more about this bike and why I got it. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys take a little quick look at it. This is a 2016. The tank is the I think they call it like billet gray or something like that. Again, it's dirty as hell, but that's about to change. I'm about to go wash it as soon as I'm done shooting this. So I just figured I'd let you guys in on what I've been doing and what the fuck is going on and where my R6 is. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, but I'd like to just explain the story in a little bit better detail of how I actually ended up leaving with this. So I was riding around and I had a lot of time to pass, like hours and hours before I could go where I needed to go. So I stopped at a local kind of power sports place and looked at, they sell Kawasaki and Suzuki. So I was looking at those bikes. I looked at the little ZX 125 Pro or whatever, like Kawasaki's version of the Grom, pretty much. And you know, it was cool. I checked out a DRZ Supermoto, and all those bikes were great, but none of them really had me like, oh god, I have to fucking have this. So I left there, whatever. Still had hours and hours of time to waste, and I passed right in front of the Harley place. And you know, I was in the car. I wasn't on my bike, by the way. So I was in the car. I passed by the Harley place, and I was like, man, I'd like to go look at those bikes. Maybe even shoot a video in there, you know, in the Harley place. But I was just sitting there thinking, like, man, these people are probably going to be your typical fucking bearded cruiser fucking guys with big ass beards and boots that only ride cruiser type of people. And you know, I passed it up. Well, I wound up going back, and they had an 883 iron with the gold tank that I really liked, but I kind of wanted a 1200, and the 883 wound up being gone before I even got to look at it. But so we went outside, and they had one just like this, but with the blue tank. And I was like, man, you mind if I sit on that thing? And the guy was like, hey, I'll do you one better. I'll go grab you a helmet and some fucking keys. You can ride the bitch. And I was like, hell yeah! So I went, I rode it. The first real left-hand curve that I went on, my left peg scraped the fucking ground, and I just couldn't stop, like, giggling like a little bitch. It was very fun. Even coming from something as like crazy ass fun as an R6, it hit me in my tickle spot. And I kind of just had to fucking have it, man. So I kind of thought about it for a while, you know, the way I ride, where I ride, the fact that I'll probably not wind up on a track anytime soon, you know, shit like that. And it dawned on me that I do not need a super fucking ridiculously fast crotch rocket at this time. I mean, I don't need this either, but this is a lot more practical than my crotch rocket was, especially if you throw some fucking bags on here or something. The low end is just absolutely fucking perfect. This is an excellent bike for just kind of putting around town. Which is generally what I do. Ride around, talk shit with the camera on my helmet,